This is Kugan Cassis for IFLTV. It is the launch press conference from MF Pro in Queensbury, entitled 100. Deontay Wilder takes on Derek Chisora on the 4th of April in London. Wow, first of all, Deontay.
What's going on, man?
All good, but just what event we've got to look forward to?
Most definitely, it's a great event, you know. At this moment in time, just excited to be here, you know. When the fight comes, I'm gonna be even more excited to even come back and be here again because of the O2 Arena, because of Derek Chisora, and the things that I got plans for myself in the future. You know, with Derek, he calling it the retirement, and he say he's taking me with him. He don't want to be alone. He's gonna miss me. And but for me, this is just the beginning of my redemption. You know, of doing the things that I've set planned years ago, and getting back at it. You know, pressure break pipes, and I know he's gonna bring that pressure, but it also make diamonds as well. You know, and I'm looking to be the diamond in the rough. You know, and this is my 50th fight. This is his 50th fight combined together. This is the 100th fight between each other. I ain't never seen it with any fighter or whatever. So, you know, we could be the first of the era for this is concerned. And then we're good friends as well. So people kind of knocked up like, y'all walking together, eating together, talking on the phone. You know what I'm saying? But the thing, that's the matureness of two men that have been through life, you know, and been through battles, that have been through wars and stuff. We just seen all the chaos and all that and stuff. And, you know, certain things don't need to take place in a certain setting. There's a time and a place for all things. And here we are, you know, although we're friends and we talk and shit like that, but when it's time, the night of that fight, that will be switched off. And people be like, how the hell they can do that? So this is a learning lesson for even younger fighters or even fighters that's in the business. You don't have to have chaos to sell a fight. I don't have to find nothing to have a grudge against you to want to whoop your ass. You know what I mean? We can be loving, we can talk, we can go out to eat, we can watch TV together, whatever. But it's all competition, right? And at the end of the day, you know, love hurts. So, you know, here it is, being able to fight April the 4th at the O2 Arena. Me, Derek Chisora, and it's going to be amazing.
Deontay, I think people, especially in the UK, realised, obviously knowing this was Derek's 50th fight, but I think that people didn't realise before this was announced that coincidentally it's your 50th fight as well, and it seems to align very perfectly.
It does, and you know what? I didn't even realize it was my 50th fight. I don't even keep up with it. I just fight and go. You know, I never kept up with my record, ever. You know, because I think because of the reason I've gotten into this, I only got into this reason to sacrifice my life for a life, you know. I only sacrificed my life for my daughter that was born with spinal bifida. That's it. So with that being said, you know, I didn't have no expectations of anything, you know, just being able to make money and take care of my child. You know, I was at one point in time was going to be a journeyman until the Olympic conversation came about in 2007. I remember it vividly. The whole gym stopped working out. You know, I remember the last bag being hit, and everybody coming up as a gathering, as a town meeting inside of the gym, and we was talking about the Olympics. No one knew how to get there from my gym because nobody's never been there. They ain't even never been to a national, yet alone to Olympics. But you know, we knew that if we kept winning, that we would get there. You know, and years later, becoming an Olympian, after that, becoming a lone reigning champion, and here we are now, you know. So it's been a great journey, a great run for me, and God is always good, as long as you allow him to be. He loves me, and I love him.
Deontay, I've got to ask you, there's a lot of internet whisperings about what happened earlier. We've not seen kind of any footage, I haven't seen any footage of yourself and Simon Jordan. Can you just give us a bit of context of what happened this morning with Simon Jordan, please? I
mean, with Simon, you know, he was talking about a character that I didn't want to talk about. You know, my proof will reveal itself when the time comes. You know, Everybody else know what happened. I know what happened. So we ain't got. I told him about a situation not to talk about it, but he did. And then I'm the one that'll get into. I'm very strong and pro about my people. We some of the strongest peoples in the world. But people look at us like we're nothing, and I'm sick of it, and I'm tired of it because they could never walk a mile in our shoes of what we go through every day. And people always tell me, well, slavery was so many years ago. No, motherfucker, slavery is still today. It's just modified, So don't tell me with your white privilege or what it's like or don't tell me nothing about it when you don't know nothing about it. You understand? That's what gets me upset when they think they understand when they don't. When you done came and fucked with my people in their country, you done stole my people and you done stole their resources and still to this day. So it brings up an emotional side. Why you think black people are still at each other to this day? Because we're all traumatized. We all need therapists. We all need help because of the things that we had to go through as a culture, as people. You understand? They always trying to keep our mindset down, but once we clink up and unite, it's gonna be some war. It's gonna be over. And a lot of people gonna try to commit suicide because they're gonna think we're gonna try to retaliate, but it ain't about retaliation. It's about equilibrium. It's about uniting. It's about being equal around this world. You understand me? And that's all we ever want. You know what killed white supremacy? Black power. Understand that we are strong and we're powerful, and when we come together, it's a force. But they try to keep us down in all way, shapes, form, and fashion. Why we are the most hated peoples in the world when we ain't done shit to nobody, but show our greatness, our brilliance. People don't want to talk about that, so he can't tell me nothing about nothing when he don't know nothing. You can't walk in our shoes. You've been privileged all your fucking life. That's what it went to. So you got the wrong person to come over in this country to talk, because most people in this country, especially being black, they hold back. I don't hold back. You understand? Because they worry about the consequences that may happen behind their action of what they're speaking. But I ain't worrying about that. If I die, I die as a free man. I die with my conscience being free, and I let out my peace. You understand me? And that's how I go.
Deontay, we haven't got too much time. I just want a couple more things before we end. So respectfully, there's somebody that you don't want to be brought up here. So I don't want to do or make a mistake of mentioning someone that you don't want to speak about, basically.
It's not about him. It's about Chisora. That's it. I'm not bitter about nothing. I know the truth. And they say the truth shall set you free. I sleep peacefully. I go about my day peacefully because I know the truth. I don't have to go out and defend myself and all that. You know what I'm saying? Because I know, and that's just the bottom line. That's the point. That's all I'm going to say about that.
Last one, very last one. What's the situation with Alexander Usyk? Because the talk for quite some time, 3 months or so, was that Usyk wanted to fight you, etc. You was interested in that fight. Is that a fight that still could happen in your future?
Almost definitely. That's a fight that still could happen. I think that still will happen if Usyk still have the principles of what he wants to end this era of heavyweights, and I think he will. I think he's a man of his word. The situation was that we was in little negotiation of talks. It wasn't really a negotiation, just of talks, while we're still in negotiation with Derek. With Derek, this thing's supposed to happen in December, then it went to February, and now we're here in April. And I just feel, while we still having negotiations with them and still talking to the other side, you got to understand that boxing either go real slow or it goes fast. It's not in the middle. You know what I mean? So you got to take it. You got to take the opportunities when they present itself. And with Derek, it got done faster than the Usyk fight. And then when the Derek fight got done and we got everything signed, that's when the other side was like, okay, we're ready to go. But that wouldn't be fair to Derek. This is his retirement fight. I'm the perfect opponent for that. We've been supposed to fought years ago. It wasn't the right time, and now is the time. So it's only right. And then I feel he gets me ready. This is a test for me to see if I'm mentally back like I say I am, to prepare for anybody. Now, when I whoop Derek ass and leave him in retirement with a black eye, I know I'm ready to go. And, so forth and so on with other heavyweights in the division. So we'll see what happens.
I am being rushed here, but I do need to ask you about AJ, who's gone through a horrendous period of time. You two have been linked with a fight for such a long time, but you know, you could kind of appreciate his situation at the moment is not good.
Yeah, most definitely. I totally understand this situation. You know, the tragedy of it and all, because I had a family member that was in an accident and he got his head cut off along the process. So, when you talk about old situations, they say it's not good to talk about past situations because it still brings up the trauma and the feelings of it. You know, so with that sense of thing, I can understand losing someone. I'm sure many people have lost some people, but when you lose a person in a dramatic fashion or a way, it just hits different. You know, so I can relate to that, and I just tell him keep his head up high as much as he can. Go get therapists, go get sports psychologists or whatever that can help him out. You know what I mean, and just stay strong. You know, that's the only thing I can do. Many people can say those things, but haven't been in this situation to really understand it. Like, mate, just I hope this and this and that. You know, but it's easier to be said than done. So, from another guy that have experienced a family member in a traumatic death, keep your head up, man. This is the biggest time that you got to trust in God and pray and talk to Him every day.
Deontay, I much appreciate your time. We look forward to April the 4th, The Zone, Queensbury, MF Pro. It's a big fight, 100. And we look forward to fight week and obviously what happens in the press conference today.
Yeah, baby. Looking forward to it. And all the fans, this is going to be amazing, the 100, like Cassius said. And we're looking forward to seeing the ass in the seat, baby. Let's go. We need y'all to turn up. Not only turn up, show out. Deontay Wilder is here.
That is your real hair, though, isn't it? It's not.
You're so funny.
Let's check. That's not too pace. Can I check? No, that's real. That's real.
Oh, he started shit.
Shit. Anyway, big up Miller. Anyway, top man. Thank you very much. All right, top man.